Hello and welcome to the Blocks and Technology Wireshark screencast tutorial part 3. Um, we're going to continue where we left off with the second part. In the second part, we showed some ways you can apply filters to your Wireshark packet capture, as well as how to parse out passwords and HTTP. Um, and HTTP traffic using basic authentication. In this tutorial, we are basically going to go over a few statistics that you can view in Wireshark, as well as firewall ACL rules that you can create or view in Wireshark. So we're going to start. We already have a capture done from the last tutorial. So we're just going to continue with this. So we're going to start out with statistics. So we're going to go from statistics and we're going to look at summary. And what the summary basically shows us is the actual name of the file where the Wireshark capture has been generated and saved to. And this is saved to a temp file, which basically is created when you start the capture. The length of the capture, which is 5,391 bytes. The format, which is a lib pcap format. The encapsulation is Ethernet, of course. It also records the time of the first and the last packet that was recorded. Gives you the elapsed time. Gives you the interface that the capture was actually started on. Any number of drop packets, if any. If there was an actual capture filter, if you remember, the capture filter is actually created before you actually do the capture, and it will only display only display those packets that are filtered. And then it actually shows whether or not there is a display filter, which on this actual capture there is none. Then it actually shows you the number of packets, the time lapse between the first and last packet, which matches what's up here. The average bytes per second, the average megabytes per second. So that's the basic summary. You can use that for whatever you need to use it for, and if you're troubleshooting an application or you're troubleshooting some network issues. And then we're going to look at protocol hierarchy, and this basically breaks down. I'm going to enlarge this here. Actually breaks down the protocols used that are displayed in that capture. You can see IP, 87.5% of the frames that are captured are using that protocol. 10% are using IGMP protocol. 77.5% of the packets that are captured are using TCP, and then 15% are using HTTP. 12.5% are using address resolution protocol. So that shows you the basic protocol statistics for this capture. Now we're going to look at conversations. Conversations is pretty interesting in that it breaks down the actual packets and bytes transmitted to and from the source and the destination, and it does it. You can view it in Ethernet, which here it shows the actual Ethernet address, the MAC address. We have name resolution turned on, so if you were to turn that off, you will only see the actual MAC address shown here. And you'll see the number of packets and the number of bytes transmitted. If you click over to IPv4, you can see the actual source and destination address, the number of packets and bytes also transmitted. If you look at TCP here, you can actually see the source and destination port, the number of packets to and from it. If I turn on name resolution, as you can see here in port B, the destination port, you can see port 80 actually translate into HTTP. So it shows some pretty interesting statistics in the conversations as well. One thing I want to show you before we leave is I want to show you how you can actually create firewall rules. So if you look at tools and go to firewall ACL rules, first thing you want to do if you want to create a rule, say for instance, you can click on a packet. So say we're going to click on this packet here, where the source is IP address is 1.1, the destination is 1.160, using the TCP protocol, and as you see, it's using HTTP. So if we click on tools, we click on firewall ACL rules, there's a number of different products that we can actually choose to create this firewall ACL rule. Now, as you can see here, it's actually used, the firewall rule actually denies access. We can uncheck that and it'll change that to permit. And we can use the filter for the source or the destination. And it'll actually create that access list or that firewall rule that you can use to copy and paste into, in this instance, it's a Cisco IOS. You can change that to net filter, which is IP tables, Linux firewall, and then it creates, it actually gives you a whole list of different filter options. So you can filter from source, destination MAC address, source and destination IP address, source port, source and destination port, or a combination of both, the source IP address and port, and the destination IP address and port. So let's change this to, we're going to filter this by port, and then it actually creates the rule for you. IP tables -A, input -P, which is port, TCP, the destination port, 80, jump to accept. If you wanted to deny that, it actually changed that accept to drop. If you wanted to do this per IP address, IP tables, input going into the IP tables, into interface Ethernet 0, the destination of 192.168.1.160/32, which is a host address. So that means that the net mask is all 255.255.255.255, jump to drop. So it'll drop that packet. If not, it'll accept it. And then you can switch this to inbound to outbound. So that's pretty nifty if you're trying to construct some firewall ACL rules in certain products, such as Linux. It does it as well in Windows. So you can create some Windows firewall rules. As well as Cisco IOS standard and extended rules. So that's all I have for this episode. Tune in next episode when we'll go over some more advanced features of Wireshark. Thank you for listening and have a nice day.